After a quiet start to the session, George Russell topped the timing screens at the 1/3 mark of final practice in Styria, going purple in sectors 1 and 3. The Briton will be hoping to kick on after his season's best finish of 12th in France last time out, and thinks Q3 could be a possibility for Williams this weekend. His time was bested, however, by the man he hopes to replace next season. Valtteri Bottas's chances of a win this weekend have already been dealt a blow after he received a 3-place grid penalty for what was deemed to be a dangerous spin in the pit lane in FP2 yesterday. The Finn almost had another pit lane moment. Pierre Gasly released into the path of the Mercedes man, with the Frenchman taking evasive action. There was a spin for Nikita Mazepin at turn 1, losing the rear as he got on the power, exiting the first corner. With half the session gone, however, a familiar name took over at the top. After topping FP1 and FP2, Max Verstappen reascended to P1, with his title rival Lewis Hamilton once again unable to match Red Bull's pace on his first runs.
Verstappen P1 3/10.
Where is that 3/10 from?
It looks like it'll be straight line speed, most of it.
But Hamilton responded, flying to a new benchmark of 1 minute 4 seconds, 0.369, a time which couldn't be beaten, not even by Verstappen. So a surprise for Red Bull and the fans in Austria, as it's Hamilton who heads into qualifying as the driver to beat. Verstappen sits 2/10 back in P2, having seen his final lap deleted, with Bottas completing the top 3. As Sergio Perez takes the 4th fastest lap, the fight for the front 2 rows looks set to be intense come this afternoon. Behind the top 2 teams, AlphaTauri had another great session. Yuki Tsunoda in P5 and Gasly running a replacement NG UK after sitting out all of FP2 yesterday in P6. Charles Leclerc will be happy in P7 for Ferrari, just ahead of Fernando Alonso's Alpine and the Aston Martin duo of Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel. Antonio Giovinazzi was impressive yet again for Alfa Romeo in P11, besting Esteban Ocon's Alpine and the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Russell wound up an excellent P14 ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and the once again speedy Mick Schumacher. McLaren, however, have it all to do before qualifying. Daniel Ricciardo was P17 after failing to set a clean lap, 2 spots ahead of teammate Lando Norris in P19, who had his best time deleted for a track limits violation. With Nicholas Latifi P18 and Mazepin in 20th, it's the fine margins which will determine the grid for the Styrian Grand Prix.